We are now joined by number 7 ranked UFC flyweight Kai Kara France. Kai, thank you for joining us today.
All good. Yeah.
And we'll take our first question from Christopher Reeve. Your line is open.
G'day, Kai. Don't worry, I'm not gonna call you Krillin. Don't worry, I won't do that to you. Just a quick one from me. Obviously, it's your first fight on a UFC main card in a pay-per-view. I guess this what your fifth or sixth fight with the UFC now. Just being in this position, what do you think that says of what the UFC see in you?
Yeah, it's definitely a privilege, and there's a lot of spotlight on me. I know there's been bigger flyweight fights, title contention fights that have been on the prelims. So it's definitely um, a massive thing to be on the main card as a flyweight. And I want to make the most of it. I want to, take it with both hands and run with it. I know there's going to be a lot of spotlight, especially having two title fights on this card. And this is probably one of the biggest sporting events in New Zealand this year. Blacks are inactive right now, and rugby is an international like it usually is. So everyone's tuning into this fight. There's four of us on the card. People that don't necessarily watch fighting are going to be tuning in, and I want to capitalize on that. I want to make them remember my name, and make them know that I'm here to stay, and I'm here to climb the rankings and get a title shot. But I know the next guy, Brandon, he's in front of me, and that's all I'm focused on. So hopefully I live up to my nickname. I know I've promised a finish, and I haven't delivered so far, but I've put everything into this camp. I'm feeling so fit and so ready, and I can't wait just to get back in there.
What was the story behind, I guess, getting this match made up? Obviously, you're fighting backwards, which isn't ideal, but it's a pretty jammed division at the moment.
Yeah, it was one of these things when we got the call. Brandon's name was the only one on the table, so I didn't want to sit on the shelf anymore, and I told Eugene, let's just get this one. Let's just go with this fight, and it happened to be with three of my teammates. So I'm glad it's all worked out that way, and Brandon's a tough opponent. I know it's his only second fight, but he's coming off a good win, and I know he's going to bring the fight to me. So it's a good matchup, and I can't wait.
I know all the boys are kind of paired off when you got over there for quarantine. Who'd you get stuck in a room with?
In Vegas, we were all roomed by ourselves, but then in Abu Dhabi, I'm roomed with Carlos, so not too bad. Me and him get along quite well. He loves to get up early and do his meditation and his yoga, so I'll leave it to him. But no, he's good. He's a good roommate to have, and he's not, I guess, too opinionated.
And just lastly from me, obviously you fought in just a bunch of different countries. How important is that experience going to be in this fight when you're going to be fighting at some ridiculous hour in the morning?
Yeah, I know. This is definitely something that will play in my strength. I've fought in 13 or 14 different countries now. I've fought in China in those studios where there's no crowd. Fought on the Ultimate Fighter where there's no crowd either. And this is just another occasion. I won't be overwhelmed. I think this is Brandon's first fight outside of America, so you've got to play all these things in consideration, all these little factors where the travel, the time difference. Um, you don't know how you're going to react, and this is all familiar for me. I've done this before, and that's why I'm not phased by any of this. It's all business, even though we're on Fight Island for UFC 253 on a pay-per-view on the main card. It's just going to feel like another sparring day for me in City Kickboxing. So I'm more than ready for these big moments.
Sweet. Cheers, brother. Go well.
Stop, bro.
We'll go next to Ezekiel Gonfi. Your line is open.
Hey, hello, Kai. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Fine, thank you. So, how it was the travel to Abu Dhabi?
It was a bit of a journey. We had to stop in Vegas for a week, and then quarantine for 2 days, get tested, and then we got to go on a chartered flight to Abu Dhabi. And then once here, had to get tested again, stay in our hotel for another 2 days. So we had to be creative with the trainings. We could only train in our hotel rooms. We had to put the mattresses against the wall and work in our rooms, but we got the work done, and now we're a few days away from weigh-in and then fight night. So all the boys are looking good. There's 4 of us on the card from City Kickboxing. It's the whole squad's come out for this fight, and we can't wait. It's been so long since I last fought in February, my last fight in my hometown in Auckland, New Zealand, and I missed that feeling of fight week, and I missed those butterflies backstage. So I'm just itching to get back in there.
And which adjustments did you make since your last fight? What things did you change in your fighting game?
I've just worked on my whole game. It's allowed me time to kind of work on my mental side as well, work on all these little things outside of the actual training to get an advantage, working with a breathing coach, working with, you know, my recovery side of things, as well as my strength side, and then adding mobility and putting all those all those things together. So now I feel like I'm more complete, and I'm glad it's kind of taken me this long to get a fight, because I know I'd be ready. And at one point we were living at the gym in New Zealand. That was a unique situation, but it was probably the best thing we could ever have done. All 4 of us living in the gym with a few other teammates. Eugene, our head coach, was there as well. And we were just eat, sleep, train, repeat. That was our routine, and that's what got us more than ready for fight weeks for Abu Dhabi. So yeah, it's been a great camp, and we can't wait to put on a show.
Did you have the chance to study your rival, because he's a very good submission artist? What do you think about him?
Yeah, he's a great opponent. He's got some good wins, and he's crafty on the ground. We've done our homework, and we know we feel comfortable in this matchup. So there's no secret. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to put it on him, and I'm going to put the pressure on him. So I can't wait to test my skills against him, and he's gonna show me I haven't seen anything before. So number 9, I'm number 7. He wants to take my spot, but we've got something coming.
Thank you, and good luck on Saturday.
We'll go next to Gabriel Gonzalez. Your line is open.
Hey, Kyle, I'm wondering, we saw in an interview, Coach Eugene said that Israel was the worst teammate when you guys were all rooming at the gym. Do you agree with that, or does someone else take it?
I'm going to throw Israel, the champ, under the bus. He was all good. You know, I guess he gets a special treatment as he's the champ, but everyone pulled their weight. Everyone helped out when they needed to, and everyone got along. So it definitely brought our team together, and it's more of a family. That's why being over here in Abu Dhabi, we're so comfortable with each other, and that's going to make all the difference come fight night. Backstage, all our coaches and our team back there, it's just going to feel like a regular day at City Kickboxing.
How do you control the emotions? Because obviously, you know, you're rolling with your team on Saturday. Some guys are going to fight before you, I'm assuming, on the schedule. How do you, like, not let yourself get too pumped up so you could just stay focused? Because obviously you're going to want to watch your guys, and, you know, it could go their way, it could not.
Yeah, it definitely it's something that fuels me. It doesn't take away from me. So seeing my teammates fight is definitely going to add motivation and, you know, get me excited to put on a show. We all train together, and we all know what's expected, and I think that's going to be the key for the victory for that night, is just the atmosphere backstage and putting it on the line for each other. You know, we blood, sweat, and tears for each other, and that's just our gym at City Kickboxing. You know, we've got a long lineage of people that have been training before us, and we're just the tip of the iceberg. So we don't take that lightly, and we carry our people on our back coming from New Zealand. We're very proud people, and it's just the way we are. So like I said, it's going to fill my cup up, not take away from it, and yeah, it's going to make all the difference come fight night.
It's an exciting time at the flyweight. There's a new champion. Fights are moving along. I mean, you already talked about with the team, it's a great energy, but just personally, Is there more of a morale boost in training for you? Because this obviously could be a big fight in terms of getting you forward a lot in the rankings.
Yeah, exactly. This is a big fight for the flyweight division. Um, it's a great time to be a flyweight right now. There's so much competition, and anyone can beat anyone, especially in that top five. There's a lot of good matchups happening right now. I know in November, Cody, um, Cody's fighting Figueroa for the flyweight title, and I'm actually not mad at it. It's going to bring a lot of spotlight to our division, and being a former champ, um, and being a main event slot, it's going to be good for us. And then Brandon Moreno fighting Alex Perez, another great flyweight fight. I'll happily fight any of those guys, and I just got to focus on Brandon and get through him first, and then one of those matchups will be there. So it's a great time to be a flyweight because there's so many good matchups happening. And come Saturday night, me and Brandon will show that we're a fun weight class to watch, and we're on that main card, and we're going to capitalize on it. And I'm going to live up to my nickname, Don't Blink, and put Brandon away.
Final question from me: who do you have winning the fight between Cody and Figueiredo?
See Figueroa putting his hands on Cody and knocking him out. Like the from the past, it's showing that guys that are dropping down a weight class, they don't take the same shots as they could. He was chinny at bantamweight, and dropping down the flyweight is not going to be a good thing for his body. You don't know how your body's going to react. Me fighting at bantamweight and early on in my career, and fighting at flyweight, I can tell you now, I can't take those same shots that I could at bantamweight. So it's his first time making flyweight. He's got to make weight first, but I can see it going Figueroa by knockout, like TJ did. Like Henry did to TJ when he dropped down. It's going to be a big knock. I would love to take that fight after him.
Thanks, Kai. Good luck.
Thank you.
We'll go next to Alistair Bishop. Your line is open.
Hi, how are you, sir?
How are you?
Good, thank you. I know a lot's been said about you guys bunking up together in the gym, and Izzy has been thrown under the bus for being a quite unruly housemate. How difficult was it? I mean, obviously you're training together, getting ready for a big fight camp in a really enclosed space. Was there times where you guys had to deal with some bad tempers or anything like that?
It wasn't as bad as it seems. We're grown men. We know what's expected of us, and it was probably one of the best things we ever did was just train together and live under the same roof. So everyone kind of held their weight, and even if you didn't like someone, you got along with them. So people are dieting and getting hangry. I'm guilty of it. I don't like people's opinions of what I'm eating. Mate, did I ask? That's when you just put on your headphones, take the sound off. They don't know that you're not listening to people. That's another tip that I learned how to do. But yeah, it was actually a good thing that we all lived under one roof. We had all these little rules. Every day would have a new rule, and if you broke it, you'd have 10 punishments, burpees or 10 push-ups. It didn't matter where you were. You had to drop down and do it. So one was using first names, or you couldn't say their first name, or you had to say a nickname, or stuff like that. So it kept you on your toes, and that's what kind of brought us closer together.
Awesome, man. How would you describe your team vibe at the moment? Obviously, the crew that's been in the gym getting ready to fight, there's 4 of you on the card. How would you describe that vibe, having to go through that and now finally be in Abu Dhabi getting ready to fight?
Our gym breeds champions. It's in our blood, and it's in the results that we've been doing, and it comes from these fight camps that we do. Eugene and our other coaches, they put everything into it. It's like a two-way street. You've got to give effort to give it. So yeah, that's why the gym's been doing so well, because of the atmosphere Eugene's created and just the mindset behind them. It's a collective input. It's not just one person. They all have have a say, and they all bounce off each other, and it makes for just it, an awesome camp, and that's why we're one of the best in the world. So I'm privileged to be part of the team, and come Saturday night, you'll see all the hard work that we're putting in.
Your mindset at the moment, being on the main card on a massive event with your teammates at the top of the card, is there any extra pressure amongst teammates that are fighting to kind of build the momentum early on, like get the win and get the team morale up, or is it kind of each man for himself?
Well, we've all been in this situation before. We've all fought on the same cards before. So when we go into battle, we all leave it all out there, and that's all I could ask for my teammates, and that's all they could ask for me. This is what we do. We live for these moments, and we're prepared for these big pressure fights. So we're more than ready to come Saturday. We were ready a few weeks ago. I know the boys are going to go out there and get the wins and do what they got to do, and I'm going to do the same. So that's why I can't wait. I'm excited for everyone's fights, and I'm excited to show all this hard work that I've been putting into the gym. 7 months since I last fought. Had a bit of time to kind of work on my craft. That's why I've said the camp and living in the gym is definitely where we need to be. And that's why I didn't want to take a fight too early. Pandemic, everything was so unstable that I didn't know how logistically I'd have a proper camp. But this time, we've done the 10 weeks. We've done all the work, and now.
Throughout your career, you've had wins and losses, obviously great amount of wins, but every time you've had a loss, you seem to have gone on a tear, which obviously always shows to your development as a mixed martial artist. You lost one and won one recently in the last two. Do you predict for yourself another good run here, a good win streak all the way to the title?
Exactly. When you take a loss, you just learn from it. And I think the fight against Moreno that we lost in December, when Alex won the title against Max Holloway, we were so close. And little things that we could have adjusted and changed, that would have gone my way. So Eugene, he's a great mentor and a great coach. And the best thing he said to me is, let's just run it back. You're right there. Just need to change a few things, and that's what we did. And look what happened. We got the win in UFC Auckland in my hometown. So I'm so thankful that I have Eugene as a head coach, and I'm a part of the city kickboxing team. And that's just what we do. We don't dwell on losses. We just pick ourselves back up and we move forward. So it creates momentum and it builds character. And I'm glad I took those losses early on in my career before the UFC, because they're blessings in disguise. It helps you adapt, it helps you learn, and it makes you really dig deep and figure out ways to right those wrongs. And that's what we've done.
Last one from me, Kai. You mentioned Eugene, your head coach, a couple of times. What does a guy like Eugene Berman mean to you?
He's a father figure for everyone at the gym, as well as a mentor and a good friend. I would definitely not be in the UFC right now if I wasn't under Eugene. I was in Thailand, living there 4 years. Back in 2016, it was after the Ultimate Fighter. I came off a loss, and first thing I said to Eugene, I said, "What do I have to do to get back into the UFC?" He said, "Just turn up to training, and I have to take care of myself." So, 4 years later, 2020, ranked number 7 in the world, 4-1 in the UFC, about to fight on the main card for a massive pay-per-view. So all the stars have kind of aligned, but the hard work's been put in, and all led by Eugene. So it's great to be here, but it's all business time. We're going to go 4 from 4 and bring the wins back to New Zealand.
Fantastic. Thank you, sir. Best of luck.
Thank you.
We'll go next to Martina Silla.
Yeah, hi, hello. Hi, sir, how are you?
How are you?
Sir, I have just two questions. First of all, you have 5 fights in UFC, 1 lost, and you're now number 7 in rankings. How many fights do you have to win, in your opinion, to get a title shot?
all right in front of me. I'm only a few fights away. But I have to just focus on what I can and control what I can, and that's Brandon, and that's the person right in front of me. So that's all I'm focused on at the moment. And once we get past Saturday, we'll look at who's the next guy. But I can definitely see myself fighting for the title in 2020.
And the last one, do you feel like your division is still endangered and might be closed?
No, definitely not. If you look in the past, the last 20 UFC cards, at least one of them's always been a flyweight fight for fight of the night or performance of the night, and that just goes to show that the rest of the division is putting on exciting fights, and us being on the main card for pay-per-view shows that the UFC are recognizing this, and I will happily live up to the pressure and the spotlight and put on for the flyweights as well as myself. So I don't think we're in danger, and here to stay.
Okay, thank you very much.
We'll take our last question from Chester Liu. Your line is open.
Our friends. The last time I'm Chester from PP Sport China. The last time you fight together with your city kickboxing teammate, Israel Adesanya was UFC 234 in Melbourne, and you're on the prelims card. And this time, Israel Adesanya is still in the title shot, but you're also on the main card, just the fight before the co-main event. How does it feel to you?
It just feels like another fight. I don't want to put more pressure on myself that's needed, and obviously there's going to be more spotlight on me and more eyes, but I welcome that. I live for these big pressure fights and these big pressure moments, and I'm more than ready for it. And city kickboxing has helped me prepare for these big moments, so I welcome it, and I can't wait. I'm excited, and I've missed those feelings of fight week, being backstage on fight night, having your hands wrapped, and going out there and putting it all on the line. It's been too long for me, and after this fight, I want a quick turnaround. I don't want to wait as long as I have.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kai. You're all set.